Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you about tribal marketing, but first don't forget, if you like these videos, press the subscribe button below, the notification bell, and don't forget to smash the like button as well. So, tribal marketing. Tribal marketing has been around for a long time, and the most obvious and effective examples of organisations using it have been sports teams, technology companies, and even games consoles. So these all have one thing in common: they all split communities and inspire die-hard loyalty amongst their fans. So one of my personal favourite examples of this is from Scott Young, who is the author of a book called Ultra Learning. He said that the fastest way to get kicked out of a party is to find the biggest Apple fan in attendance and tell them that Samsung is better, regardless of what you actually think. So this kind of shows the level of fanaticism that some brands can kind of command within their fan base, really. And Apple's been particularly good at this and creating and continually engaging with kind of their tribe, which means that these people are willing to pay more for the products. They're willing to buy the latest upgrades and purchase phones, watches, laptops, tablets, all from that kind of single Apple ecosystem, which means Apple haven't had to go down the route that, say, Android have and kind of open up their operating system to a number of brands so that they can kind of stay competitive. And it's also why Apple has been consistently one of the most profitable technology companies over the last, really, 15 years or so, realistically, since kind of the launch of possibly the iPod Classic, definitely the iPhone, and kind of up to now especially. The other interesting part to note is that Apple fans will defend the brand right to the end. If you've ever seen people have an argument over which is better, Apple or Samsung, you'll kind of know what I mean. They kind of, or it might not even be Apple versus Samsung. It might just be Apple versus any Android, well, just the Android operating system in general. They stay true to it, and you find that very few people really leave it, and those that do still kind of have a link to it in some way. And kind of sports teams are in the same sort of mould, really, that they inspire the same sort of level of fanaticism, obsession, and defence of their team, kind of no matter what's going on. And there's a quote by Eric Cantona, the former Manchester United and France striker, and he said that you can change your wife, you can change your politics, you can change your religion, but never, never can you change your favourite football team. And realistically, it's true. You don't find many people changing their their team affiliation from, say, Manchester United to Manchester City. You certainly don't see it from kind of Liverpool to Chelsea, Liverpool to Everton, Chelsea to Arsenal. Kind of the teams that you support from when you're very young are the kind of the teams that you support all the way through your life, really. And what continues to really amaze me is the power and influence that a football team can kind of have over its followers and its fan base, as well as the lengths that people will go in order to reach a game and really showcase that level of fan affiliation to that team. For example, last year Liverpool were in a Champions League final in Madrid, and a group of fans drove for 3 days drove over in a £40 car. Admittedly, they did it for a YouTube video, but I'll put the link to that video somewhere below. But they kind of, it was a YouTube video, but they still wanted to get there. I've heard of fans driving for 3 days to get to the previous year's final in Kiev that Liverpool were also playing in, and that was a group of, I think, 10 or 12 people in a minibus. So they kind of rented this minibus, driven all across Europe to get to Kiev, and then had to do all the same on the way back. So you find a lot of brands kind of do this. Xbox and PlayStation, they're kind of the two real heavyweights in the games console area. Nintendo kind of, in my eyes, focus more on kind of the handheld side of it, rather than the actual physical in-house game console kind that you hook up to the television. Although they have tried to kind of break into that in the past, but Xbox and PlayStation are kind of the two main big players that are within that market. And every generation, it's a case of, well, who's going to be the biggest seller? Who's going to outdo the other in terms of sales, in terms of profit? And you often find that the kind of the gaming community, the console gaming community especially, is very much split down those two sides. You're very much either PlayStation or your Xbox, and you don't find many people that really kind of change divides, unless there's kind of a massive drop off in kind of quality in the consoles, or that there's a certain kind of exclusive that people want to play and it's only available on, say, PlayStation, where you might find a few people then go over from Xbox. But certain people will entirely disregard the exclusives for a games console to continue with the same brand that they've had with for probably the last 10, 15, 20 years even. And you even find some people show that kind of ultimate dedication to a brand that kind of anyone can show, short of obviously naming their child after the brand, but getting the brand logo tattooed on themselves. Harley Davidson, kind of renowned for this, not obviously pushing their kind of their target audience to doing it, but their target audience going out off their own back and getting the tattoo logo, the logo tattooed on themselves, and that kind of permanent dedication to the brand, which you obviously see, which you definitely see with sports brands, is why there's so much kind of is why these brands focus so much on that customer experience and that engaging with the so-called tribe, so they can continue to benefit both financially and obviously long-term supporter benefits as well. So that's why tribal marketing is obviously important for a lot of businesses, and why bonding with your fans and your customers is obviously huge. I mean, you can even go to things like coffee, where especially in the UK, you've kind of got the two main coffee brands, Starbucks or Costa Coffee on the high street, and every person has their preference over which one they want to go to. Some people prefer Costa, so they'll purposely drive past a motorway service station going somewhere that's got, say, a Starbucks specifically to have a Costa, and the same with Starbucks, where they'll drive past a Costa to get a Starbucks. And some having that kind of kind of bond with your customers means that they kind of don't go anywhere else, and that makes it cheaper for these companies to market to them, because the hard part's already done. They've already got them on board to the brand and everything that surrounds the brand and the lifestyle and things like that, which is the expensive part, where obviously any person that runs a business knows that keeping a customer is a lot cheaper than trying to gain a new one. So that's why tribal marketing. That's why every company should be looking at tribal marketing and engaging with their tribe effectively and making sure that they do it to the best of their ability. So thank you for watching this video. If you do like these videos, don't forget to smash the like button, leave me a comment and subscribe and press the notification bell, just so every time I post a new video you get it directly to your feed and you get a little notification saying there's a video here for you. And obviously don't forget to leave a comment if you want me to cover anything, and I'll do my best to A, reply, and B, cover that in a future video. Great. Hopefully I'll see you in a future video, and bye.